After 5 years of digging up the entire towpath between Tinsley down to Meadowhall so that they could put a new pipe in to pipe water up from the River Don to maintain the level of the canal, something has gone very badly wrong, because we're back exactly where we were 5-6 odd years ago. Olin Watter is now grounded on bottom. We were going to swap places with Olin Watter and Mustn't Grumble today, go and turn Mustn't Grumble around. That's not going to be happening. Today, by the way, is the 16th of September, and it's the 204th anniversary of the Sheffield Canal opening. And to be honest, it's never been so badly managed as it is now with the Canal and River Trust. Anyway, so what have we done in here? Ooh, we got space. It seems strange with a brewery over there. I'm not convinced. I mean, this obviously, all of that needs to move as well, but I'm not convinced the brewery is going to work over here. It just doesn't feel right. So my guess is that I will wheel it out over here when brewing, and then wheel it back when not. Simon has designed a trolley to fit the 3 200 litre vessels on. Chunk. So we will be able to roll everything out of the way when we need to. But it's a hack. It's a hack that is unfortunate, but there's no other alternative at the moment in order to get this place up and running. That shelving unit there will tuck along the end over there. It's not ideal, true to say, it's not ideal. But today, I think I've hoovered out most of the little bits of swarf in there. I'm going to fill this and test it. I've just put 170 litres in there. Rather worryingly, this little gauge here is saying 148. So it's 22 litres off. And why am I worried about that? Because that's what I use to mark the calibrations on the half barrel kit. Not good. Worrying. Right, so that can go there, out of the way. Trip hazard. Gonna have to be done, isn't it? Another $5's worth of electricity just to see, but this is at 170 litres instead of 160. Was the other one? I can't remember. Let's get it turned on. Okay. No big bang. So we have power going into the pot. So look at this, it's exactly 1310 and we're at 19 degrees. So let's see how this one compares to that one. Right, I didn't take a measurement in the last hour because I was busy writing some stuff. So we're coming up for 3:10. Now, when we tested that one, it rose about 1 degree every 3 minutes. So about 20 degrees per hour. So in 2 hours this should have rose 40 degrees, so it should be around 60. So close enough. Let's see where it is. Well, I think that is a pretty good improvement, considering it's only 1 kilowatt extra power, and I think there's 10 litres more in here, so I'm happy with that. I'm going to stick around a bit, bring it up to the boil, and then I'm going to transfer into the mash tun with some caustic, because the mash tun's the only one I haven't really properly given a good clean to, and I think it could probably do with de-smelling a little bit. Well, this is what did take 4 hours, and it's taken under 3. Wow, I think we can call that bloody result. Knocked an hour off the 19 to 100 range. I just chucked some caustic in there. I'm going to give that 10 minutes in there. I'm probably going to turn, I'm going to turn it off now. We know it boils, we know it works. So turn that off. And I've broken out the new Blickman pump. Actually, I'll give this floor, I think before I do the transfer into there, I'll give the floor a bit of a mop. Still not massively happy with that sparge arm. We'll see how it goes. One thing I should start doing, now I'm pissing around with much bigger toys. I mean, that was a little bit of a caustic overflow. That's my fault, didn't measure it properly, but I should start wearing proper footwear, I think. So anyway, we know that our boiler, our copper, does exactly what it should be doing, or some people would say exactly what it says on the tin. So I think that is a result. We are now almost ready. I think once this has got a good clean through, a good thorough clean through, might be ready to do our first test brew. 1 barrel brew on the 200 litre kit. Sounds weird, that, doesn't it? Because we're only going to end up with about 120, maybe 140 at the most litres. But that's the way these things work. So I've transferred the caustic through, and look at that. I have absolutely no idea why that should be the colour of Best Bisser. I've flushed it out of the tube a little bit, and there's quite a lot of can't really see, quite a lot of bits in there. Not sure what they are, but I think that their tube is going to need taking off and a thorough cleaning. So yeah, those are the bits that came off when I washed the little brush, but it's quite a lot more in there as well that I eventually managed to unbung down there. Where is it? There. And I think it's just that they hadn't cleaned it out very often. It didn't take me long to clean it out. So anyway, I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to give it another good rinse. And before I use it, I might give it another caustic and then an acid flush. I might give it an acid flush anyway, just to repassivate it a little bit, because I've done that. I've done that one, done that one. So this hasn't been, yeah. So this needs passivating. I think, I'd have to go and consult my notes. I can't be bothered. Done, dusted, cleaned out. Of course, forgot. Gonna have to knock another hole in there for the tri-clamp butterfly valve. Pratt, doesn't matter. You can never clean too much, which is just as well because that ball valve's leaking as well. This mash tun, clean. Grommet, clean, and then flushed twice with boiling water. So we've done it caustic and then sodium bicarbonate And now just clean boiling water, cause technically I think if you do an 80-degree sodium percarbonate, or even sodium hydroxide for that matter, clean, you should then flush it with water which is hotter than the water. Yeah, anyway, so I have, and I'm probably going to change that ball valve down there as well. Just don't like it. Don't like ball valves, but I don't like that one especially. So I might swap it for the SS Brewtech one. I might pop that on there. And if you remember, this one's got that little, where the take-up tube, the racking tube inside's got a little pin that fits into the bolt to make sure that it stays, but you can adjust the bolt. One thing I did find out, to my cost, is that you buy anything from America that's got Allen keys involved, so like cleaning, yeah, you can remove these to clean this, and the Allen key that's holding the pin collet on the uptake tube, they're all in Imperial, obviously, because they're American, and Americans don't know how to use metric because it's too difficult. Sorry, let's always do that, and my American friends will hate me for doing so, but I've ordered a set of Imperial Allen keys, yes, just to show that. Actually, you know, I joke about this sort of thing, but I grew up before metric, so I grew up with Imperial, so it should be more natural to me. It's just that metric now seems so much easier, because you go from 0 to 100 in terms of size and weight and volume, so you know, and 100 litres of water is a kilogram, all that sort of, 100 litres, 1 litre of water is a kilogram. I wish I hadn't bothered starting this now, but anyway, yeah, so this is now fully flushed and cleaned it out, and I do like Blickman stuff. So we've got the Riptide there with the tri-clamp fittings, and we've got the Blickman 200 litre mash tun, which I'm fairly sure it's designed as a mash tun, or it wouldn't have that really funky holy bottom. So we're all cleaned, and the reason I like these elements is that you can take them out and easily clean them in a sink. And this residue, by the way, is from the sodium percarbonate, so these will get a good clean soon. But if I just wipe that off, you'll see. So yeah, 3.5 kilowatt, only little, but ooh, do they pack a punch. Good show. Hey, in the interest of fairness, I've just been and bought a Draper 10-piece hex key set in Imperial, and the sizes. Now, anyone probably younger than 40, actually probably younger than 50, I would have thought. There's a little test for you. Do you know what 1/16 of an inch looks like? Do you know what 5/64 of an inch looks like? Or 3/32, 1/8, well, probably 5/32, 3/16, crikey, 7/32, a quarter, 5/16, and 3/8. Well, I'm of the age that I grew up with all this, but even now I'd have to think about this. I really would. I mean, 3/16 is 6/32. Oh, yes. And 3/32 is 6/64. I can only conclude, I think America is the only place that really still uses Imperial or AF. And I can only conclude that Americans have got far more sophisticated brains than we have, because And in a sense, I suppose it breaks an inch down, sort of into. No, I'm not even going to do that. It breaks an inch down into 64 different increments, whereas you'd only get 30 millimeters in an inch. Does it matter? I don't know. Anyway, let's get back. So I want to talk about the one barrel fermenter. Right, I've been thinking about the process of brewing and cold crashing in here. So brew, fine, it's got blow off tube at the top, which stick into a bucket of star sand or something. But cold crashing, when it then could potentially be drawing in air or sucking up the star sand. So my idea is to give it very short bursts of CO2. So when fermentation's finished, set it to cold crash. This will go onto that cam lock. I'm doing this one-handed. I will get a fucking tripod one day. And then all I've done on here is I've got cam lock to tri-clamp fitting, and then this is actually a liquid ball lock into tri-clamp, but I'll put a gas ball lock to tri-clamp, and then that will connect into that, and then connect a gas line up to this set at 2 psi, but it will be on a regulator that has got a solenoid, and I will use this precision interval timer to and one of my little Wi-Fi programmable plugs. So every hour it will give it 15 seconds of 2 psi CO2. That then should prevent it sucking in any oxygen. There's no risk of over pressurizing it because this comes with its own little PRV here, which is about 2 psi. This isn't a unitank, this is just a fermenter, so it will hold a little bit of pressure, not a huge amount. That set at 2 psi should be fine. If I'm pumping 2 psi into here just to replace the vacuum that will be created as it cold crashes. So I think that's my idea. And finally, just to round this video off, I've put another weldless tri-clamp in here with a butterfly valve. I just think that would be much easier to clean, take it all apart. And I got one of these little elbow sort of like a racking takeoff, so that I can adjust to the height if I'm doing something that's going to have shitload of shitload of hops, probably quite a lot of protein. That's my door. Phew. Couple of hippies who fit out camper vans looking for a workshop space, so I sent them next door to Paul. Right, yeah, so this is now this is done. I'm going to give it a wipe over, as I mentioned, I think in one of the other videos, or maybe a bit earlier on in this one, with phosphoric acid, just to bring it up nicely. I'm going to do the same probably with these as well, just shine them up a nicely bit. I've just ordered some resin coat, some just grey resin coat. Not going to do the whole floor, impossible. Most of the floor isn't too bad. This bit is the bad bit, where we've had odd chemical spillages and stuff. So CT1, fill the gaps. That's from Wix. Thanks to Simon for putting us onto that. Outside. And then you're going to take that bit of carpet up. We're going to clean all this off, fill the gaps, clean all this off, give it a rough sand, and then give it 2 coats of resin coat, probably one day apart. Yeah, cool, coming together. So that's it for now, boys and girls. We have the one barrel kit finished. It's all done, dusted. Simon and I will be building a rack on wheels for the one barrel kit, and also for the glycol chiller and the 2 bright tanks, the 2 one barrel bright tanks. So all of those are going to be on wheels. If we ever get the building built outside, it'll wheel in and out of there. probably still going to be brewing in here because it's a nice space. Maybe even have brew days where people can come. But for now, woof, this is our little bar, as I showed you earlier. That will spin around out of the way. So, yeah, we'll be doing something here soon with any luck. Boat bedding. There you go, you get a glimpse of boat bedding. Right, for now, I think that wraps it up. So, done. Gas idea, or CO2 idea for coal crashing. It will come out of here, go into the bright tank, where I can further crash it down to 0, keep it at 0 -1, and then can. This is all, for me, this is a big adventure. And hopefully you find it, you're joining me on this adventure, whether you like it or not. And apparently, most of the people who watch this aren't subscribers, which is incredible. Why not? Please subscribe, be lovely. If you click the thumb, thumbs up, that tells YouTube it might be worth sharing amongst other people. Poor souls. Should warn them in advance, really, shouldn't I? Yeah, and most of the subscribers are male. When I say most, I mean all, according to YouTube. And about a third are from America. I've just looked. It's a good job. I haven't slacked off the Americans for using imperial measures. In fact, I don't know if the piece of video has gone in before here, but I've just bought a set of Allen keys. I do these videos over a period of days, and a large number of days, as you probably worked out. So, oh, yes. So, to all my viewers from America, I ought to say howdy. I wish I hadn't. I feel really embarrassed now. But yeah, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this complete twaddle. Until next time, I'll leave you with the final thought after the end scene. These are real people. You wouldn't believe it. So, whatever you're doing, you do it safely. You take care of yourself and others. And till next time, cheers.
In his epic poems, Homer often refers to nectar as the drink of the gods and which other substance as their food.
I know he likes donuts. I think I'll go with donuts, please, Ben.
OK. Could have passed this one over to Lindsay. Lindsay?
I would have said donuts as well.
You'd have got
beer and donuts, yeah. Right up home the street.
well.